Hello, StarCraft fans! This is FalconPaladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between validng and Steve on Moonlight Madness. Alright, so on the top right of Moonlight Madness, the ladder edition, we have the red Zerg player. It is validng. And in the bottom left of Moonlight Madness, the ladder edition, we have the blue Zerg player. It is Steve. I always like players in StarCraft that use names like Steve or Bob or Tom or, you know, Jose or things like that are just kind of funny and regular names. You don't see that very often. Usually it's like XX Slayer 95. Okay, it's not bad as Call of Duty, right? So Call of Duty names are populated by 11 and 12-year-old boys. You have a lot of that stuff for 20 references, 69 references, things that you would expect from middle schoolers. It seems like the population in StarCraft 2 seems to be a little bit older and perhaps a little bit more mature, so that's why you get things like Steve. Steve probably has like 4 kids. He's been playing StarCraft for 20 years and basically said, you know what, I can't think of a good name here in Legacy of the Void. I'm going to go with Steve because my name is Steve or my best friend's name is Steve. I don't know, but look at this. Valley's actually going for the early spawning pool, which does get scouted out by here by Steve. So Steve says, early pool, are there lings on the way? The answer is no. Valley is not going for lings, getting an extractor instead. Has enough minerals to take a second base way out here. This is usually the place you want to take your expansion, validng, but instead going to pop it up here in the typical 3rd position on this map. Meanwhile, Steve is looking very strong indeed. Has the expansion already on the way, getting the spawning pool, getting the extractor. There's nothing validng can really do to punish this. At this point, getting the workers onto the gas. Good timing there from our friend Valley. Scouting out, saying, is there a third? Nope, no third hatchery, says Steve. This is weird indeed. Overlord's passing in the night saying, hello, Bob. Hello, Steve. I was going to say, hello, Bob. Hello, like Clarence? One of these could be named Clarence. I don't know. How's it going? No, you know, just scouting for blue. Yeah, I'm just scouting for red. Well, see you on the other side. Yep, see ya. You know what? Overlords that do the scouting never meet again, right? If an Overlord traipses all the way across the map to scout, there's no way it's coming all the way back down here to meet up with its counterpart that's scouting all the way back here, right? So that's the only time they will see each other in this entire game. That's kind of crazy. Drone says, was this canceled? No. So definitely a 2-base play. validng using kind of a weird strategy here. Valley is down 19 to 23 harvesters. This is what can happen. I'm kind of worried for validng at this point. The Lings popping right on in, going after this drone. They don't have speed, so the drone might be able to live for quite some time, but this dodging is actually making it get hit more than it normally would otherwise. Going to take some shots from the Queen as well, and yep, there goes that scouting drone, completely dead at this point. Overlord has kind of stopped sitting on this high ground. Going to see if this base is taken, maybe see what comes running over this ramp on the way to his base. But look at this drone count continue to get higher and higher for Steve, up to 27 total workers right now. Both players are spending their money quite well. At this point, we will have to see how validng is going to do. Getting a lair now at the same time, that is something that Steve is not doing. Steve doesn't want a lair yet. Steve is getting metabolic boost, which could imply we're seeing a big swell of lings, which can be very powerful in ZVZ, even in Legacy of the Void. A big swell of speedlings that shows up unannounced at your front door and you're not ready for it. You're not walled off. You don't have banelings. You don't have enough roaches to deal with it or enough lings of your own. You're going to lose that game. It's just going to happen. I don't know what to tell you. Inject. Oh, can't inject because actually threw down a creep tumor. I apologize, Queen. Relax. Get that energy back. How about you? Good job injecting, Queen. Keep up the good work. I am the inject inspector going around to these hatcheries, and Steve doing a good job with that, taking a 3rd base as well. Steve playing this like you want to see it played. Ling versus Ling action. No, they bypass each other entirely. Spire on the way for validng. If Valley can actually pick up like 10 or 12 mutas here, which is what he's trying to do. He's getting double extractor here on the 2nd base as well. Kind of a 2-base crazy play all in with mutas, and it's not scouted out by Steve. If Steve only has queens, doesn't have enough spores, it could be bad times for Steve. So even though Steve's playing this very well, without a good scout, and here come the Lings. Alright, so the Lings run around. Did they scout out that Spire though? No, they didn't scout out the Spire. Are they going to do it now? Come on, Lings. Scout something. Actually did not scout out that Spire. The Lings, okay. Oh, did he cancel that? validng canceled the Spire. He assumed that Steve had seen it, but he didn't. I don't think he did. Unless, hang on. We're going to back up a little bit here. Back up, back up. Okay, so there is definitely a spire. And then there's the cancel. Okay, so yeah, validng thought that Steve had seen that spire with the lings that came up here, but Steve had not seen it. The mutas were still a secret, so instead, validng makes a command decision, throws down the infestation pit, throws down double evolution chamber, and what is the answer going to be that way? Inject. Good job, Queen. Does have 27 energy and enough for a creep tumor. Alright, so spending the energy fairly well here is validng. It is 39 to 46 harvesters. validng has definitely taken the lead on that part. A little bit oversaturated here. Look at all these workers. 22 workers now at this. Maybe move some over to this guy. Only has 11 available. Overlord here getting shot down by 2 queens. Should die very, very quickly indeed before scouting much of anything at all. Getting +1 melee and +1 carapace as well as a Nidus network. So I think validng is kind of playing this by ear, flying by the seat of his pants, if you will. I'm not entirely sure what the plan is. Is that a spore crawler? It is. Unnecessary spore crawler. Is Steve just playing blind here? Steve did not see the spire, doesn't see the infestation pit. I guess he assumes that by now, if there hasn't been a roach attack or a ling attack, it's going to be mutas, right? Oh, going into a hive as well. validng, what are you doing? What is your plan? You crazy, crazy person. Third base now coming up again, very behind Steve at this point. 44 to 41 total harvesters. Resources lost is not much at this point. Pretty much overlords have died, a couple lings have died. And 50 gas has been lost by validng somehow. I'm not sure what that's all about. Trying to think. Oh, canceled the spire. That counts as resources lost, I think. But that was it. So this is kind of insane. This would be a good place for a Nidus here. +1/+1, about halfway finished. Roaches on the way, +1 missile attack, as well as glial reconstitution and muscular augments. A Roach Hydra push coming out for Steve. Roach Hydra against Ling, pretty darn good. Roach Hydra against Ultra, also pretty darn good. Especially if they attack before the Ultras are in too high numbers and they don't have the upgrades yet. So both players just kind of sitting back and hanging out. And there is everybody's favorite Artosalope and Tastalope. Look at that. They're friends, moving back and forth in sync. Is that a glitch? I bet it is. It looks like their pathing's kind of messed up. I don't think they're supposed to just be prancing up and down, back and forth, but maybe they are. Just never seen them do that before. Fourth base, now coming up for Steve. All right, Steve, what's your plan for an Lurker Den? All right, so Roach Hydra Lurker with plus missile attacks and plus Carapace. That makes a lot of sense in ZVZ. Meanwhile, there's the Ultralisk Cavern. So validng has an Ultra Cavern here at the 7-minute mark. He's going to have a lot of gas, because look at that, 900 gas. He hasn't spent it on anything yet. He's made a lot of lings. He's getting some upgrades, getting +2/+2, getting adrenal glands for his lings at the same time. Popped inside that Nidus network. Where is it going to pop on the other end is the question. The Queen is popping down, yeah, additional larva here with that spare, with that larva ability. 32 energy on that Queen, pretty darn good. 28 on that one as well, not too terrible. This Nidus network is full of lings. 3 pages of lings so far with +2/+2 on the way. Ultralisk Cavern has popped. Is he going to research the chitinous plating upgrade that makes Ultras so very good? Do it, validng, do it for mom. Nope, not doing it yet. Infestation Pit on the way at the same time. Changeling dies. Oh, there were Changelings here from Steve. He thinks Steve knows about the Ultras now. Steve knows about the Ultras now. Like I said, though, Roach Hydra pretty good against Ultra. Roaches can tank in there pretty darn well. Hydras in the backside are just glass cannons that can kill Ultras fairly quickly using their spines. And Lurkers as well do pretty darn good against Ultras at the same time. So we will have to see how this battle happens. Pop! Here come all the Lurkers with +1/+1, +2/+2 on the way as well. So it is going to be +2 missile attack versus +2 melee attack right now. Is there Ultras in this thing now? There goes the chitinous plating upgrade. Yes, Ultras inside the Nidus. Nidus network everywhere. This Overlord could either throw down a Nidus here or here. I think both of those locations would be just fine. Might need to use these units for defense though, because it looks like Steve is in a threatening position. Wants to get out here and kill some red Zerg in the name of the Swarm, in the name of his broodmother. Hive as well coming up for Steve. Missile attacks. Again, just about to finish there. +2/+2 melee, chitinous plating, more Ultras on the way at the same time. validng has a lot of gas, needs to get more minerals. Doing a pretty good job of it here, saturating that base fairly quickly. Maybe one more base would be good. There's another inject there by that Queen. Looking okay at this point. Roach Hydra moving on out. It is time to go, they say. So we're going to follow these lurkers as they move across the map, up the ramp to the opposing creep. No overseers with this army, though. I don't think it really matters. No lurkers available either for validng. Pushing right on up. Lurkers on top of these spine crawlers. Nidus Network popping up down here for some reason. But this base is under severe attack. And all the workers are taking damage. The Lings in here finishing them off as well. Trying to run away these drones. But the lurker spines killing all but 1, 2 of those drones. And Ultra pops up for validng is stuck pathing. Tries to run away there. The spines at the top of the ramp are trying to keep this base alive, but there are so many hydras, so many roaches. All the spines are falling, and that's it. The last spine is totally gone. The Lings are pouring out of this Nidus Network. Steve is going to be in for a big surprise here. I think Steve's saying, where the heck are my units? Oh, going inside the Nidus. So it's going to be a base race, ladies and gentlemen. Base race time. Ultralisk with +7 armor. I know it says 6, but it's actually 7. +2 attack on those Kaiser Blades, throwing up a hatchery just so he doesn't get revealed, basically conceding that validng is going to lose his main base, loses his Ultralisk Cavern, Infestation Pit, Nidus Network under attack, Lurkers popping over here to kill another hatchery, and that's it for validng. This is his final building here very, very soon, but it's going to work, and here comes the push, the Ling Ultralisk push with drones. Going after these spine crawlers. They do not get to finish. No chance whatsoever. Hatchery under attack at the same time. The spore crawlers entirely unnecessary. Hatchery does fall. Got to get through these rocks. Got to get through these rocks. And attacking it would be good. There we go. Actually getting in there with the attack on the rocks. The army heading back home for Steve, saying, where are the buildings? What is left? There's actually an extractor here. So that might come into play a little bit later. There go the rocks pushing up this ramp. There is nothing to defend against this. All these Lings valiantly stand in and die. The main base in a lot of trouble as well. The drones are trying to evacuate to that 3rd or 4th base. They do manage to get out of there. The Ultras are trying to chase, but the Roaches and the Hydras show up. And here we go. The final battle is commencing. The Ultras on top of all these Roaches trying to get out of there, taking huge swipes of damage from the Kaiser Blades, though. And there we go. Backing out. Backing up. I think validng just needs to go for it at this point. The Ultras at the front. Good kiting back here. Good stutter stepping by Steve. Taking out an evolution chamber is validng. Picking off individual Ultras one at a time. The Lurkers as well melting through those Ultralisks. A couple more shots and the Hive's going to go at the same time, and it does. Standing in. I think the Ultras need to be attacking the Roaches. There aren't that many left here. And Roaches are falling left and right. That's it. validng calls the GG. Steve calls the GG. The final Ultra is alive. It's the final Ultra. But the Lurkers take care of it. And it ends up dead. validng saying, Lurkers saved you. And indeed, says Steve with a smiley face. Lurkers did. Lurker, again, pretty good unit against Ultras. No Overseers with that army, I don't think, for validng towards the end there. So pretty close game, back and forth. validng is defeated, Steve's victorious, and Steve has left the game. So pretty fun ZVZ there. I don't cast a lot of these on the channel. I know they're not super popular, but for those of you who do enjoy a good ZVZ now and again, here it is, and you're welcome. So thank you so much for watching today. This has been FalconPaladin with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also share my stuff on Reddit and Team Liquid and Facebook and Twitter. Get the FalconPaladin message out that there are daily Legacy of the Void casts available, and people will be happy. All right, so until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.